Hello, everybody. Okay, Pure Heart Center is here. So today our topic is what is truly supporting one woman to another woman looks like. Okay, so today we have a very special guest, Moira from Pure Heart Center, and my. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ange, or Anjali if you like to call me. I'm the health and wellness coach, and of course, I'm the founder of this page. So I'm going to wave everybody. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to add Moira in to read this beautiful bio of Pure Heart Center. Okay, so Pure Heart Center is more than just a business. We are a loving family. Our team includes a mother. Hi, Moira. I'm just reading
Hi, Ange.
your bio.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
So,
me. I'm so
oh,
excited.
oh yes, likewise. So, yeah, our team includes a mother and daughter trio, Moira, Laura, and Jess. By the way, they are amazing bunch. As soon as you walk in that door, you feel the rush of love coming. It's
Oh,
amazing. Yes, no. We are dedicated to creating a warm and welcoming space for you, both in person on the beautiful Gold Coast and how do I say this? Malulaba?
I'm Murwillumbah. Yeah, that's Laura. She lives northern New South Wales.
Yeah,
Yes.
Murwillumbah. Sorry, I can't say this because of my accent.
You did
In
well.
Australia, yeah, and online.
Yes.
So you have founded this beautiful what you call your business service, right? And you are highly experienced spiritual and emotional healer counselor with 35 plus years of expertise, and you have the honor of touching the lives of thousands of individuals through personalized one-on-one sessions and transformative group and class environments. So that is amazing, Moira, how you have persisted with this, what you're doing. And yes, and I just, before we start the conversation, and this live is all about bringing awareness and how we can grow in person as well as or in a business you say it or services that you are in. And nothing, and if you have any questions, you can always ask in our Q&A session. I cannot see because of the blinding sunlight.
I know.
Sorry.
It is quite glary today.
Yes, so bright. And yes, so yes, and yeah, and then they can always email you as well, right? We will put
Absolutely.
the information in the content, and then please reach out to Moira. Goodness me, I cannot see you at all for some reason.
Okay.
Yes. So okay. So would you like to add anything before we start?
Okay. I mean, it's wonderful to hear all that read back, doesn't it? And you're right. It's been a long journey. Absolutely. It's been a learning journey.
Yes.
And I mean, everyone could say that, I know. And I do some astrology, and I love watching how that plays out because I do test things, I have to admit. As much as my life's been a spiritual journey, there's a
Yes.
human part of me that likes to test everything. And I have what's called a North Node Sagittarius, South Node Gemini, and that's coming back from a history of however that's ancestral, however you'd like to work that. I do believe we've been here before because I've had a lot happen to me to show me that way.
Yes.
But it's like I've studied before, but this time I had to learn through experience. So my journey has been actually experiencing this human world and the spiritual world and bringing into that the emotions and the mental and bodies that we have and seeing how it all fits together and the bigger picture of that. So it's been a magical journey. And I certainly don't espouse to be a specialist in any way. I think everybody has that ability to know the truth, and we all are learning from our life what that truth is. And so Pure Heart Centre is, yes, it's very family oriented. And I will add in there, a beautiful person named Agnes is like a daughter to me as well. And she's a big part of what we do. She's got her PhD, and she's very much my left brain when it comes to doing things. I love that because I tend to stay more to the right.
Yes.
So the journey of the heart has been my learning to know what that truly means. Even as a child, I had a Catholic upbringing, and I didn't resonate with the teachings. It brought a lot of fear up for me, and it doesn't say whether it's right or wrong. It just wasn't my journey this lifetime. Apparently, I have done religion in other lifetimes. But what resonated in all of it was even the picture of the heart that I saw. It was always the heart. And from 6, 7 years old, walking home, I would have experiences of going home to a dysfunctional family and leaving a school that was actually putting a lot of fear into me, and walking home and stopping and just feeling that light that came from the sun through the clouds, feeling it in my heart, and really knowing in my heart, that knowing that that was my truth. And that is what's guided me every step of the way in my life. And we all have, I say life is like a movie, you know, we're the director, the producer, the writer of the movie. And at times we feel like it's happening to us, and it is, but it's actually happening for us to say, well, who are you as that director, producer, and writer? Because we have the power to change everything when the time is right. But the journey is, who do you become in that? So, you know, through clients and people that have had a huge impact on my life, sharing their life, I've witnessed that they've been lost in that movie. And it's a journey to find yourself. So astrology is complementing that at the moment. It is saying to people with Chiron in Aries and Saturn in Pisces and now Pluto in Aquarius, who are you as an individual? So before we start answering any questions you might have, I'd like you to imagine that life is like a big pea soup. You know, it's pretty thick and foggy and dense, and there's so much going on. And in that, we're all connected in that pea soup. And so if everyone can acknowledge that my personal journey is to get to know me and find me in it and become the person I want to be to affect others in that pea soup, to inspire and uplift so they can find themselves to get clarity in that pea soup, all right? And so the more that we journey into the heart and become that heart leader, which we call, or self-leader, which is another popular term, we're really backing ourselves to go, I trust who I am, and this journey I'm on, I trust the journey, and I take full responsibility in that. And that to me is what a spiritual being truly is. It acknowledges that you're a human being, you're having a human journey, but you are a spiritual being, and you have the power energetically to conduct your life to become the best person you can be in that. And so finding your heart in it is finding your truth and really believing in yourself and trusting the journey. So yeah, it's been an interesting one, and it's become my truth. And as a family, we've lived those values, and the girls have been free to find their truth in it. And we all gravitate back to that central truth and want to help others to do the same. And it's been a learning curve for all of us.
I bet, yes. So
Yeah.
I was it's like you said, you know, like following the heart. But how so, you know, I'm still learning what you know, what is following the heart means. How do you feel, or what it is like to follow your heart? Because lots of people, we don't know,
No.
you know, what is following heart means. Like when my husband was going through the transformation, it's like very confusing. So so how do you, you know, if you're following the heart, how would you know that or not?
Well, if we say the heart is actually the present, when we sit in the heart, we are present, we are in the moment, and we do get a sense of that is all there is in time. The past is in our head. The future is in our head, right?
Okay.
So what we have experienced in our past is a series of beliefs from what we have experienced. And those beliefs are held together with a lot of emotion from the experience you've had. And the connection we've had with our ancestors will increase that, because we are energetic beings. We're still all connected, whether they're here or not here. Energetically, we are all on that same path together to find our true self. So if we're worrying about the future or we're listening to the past, it is very confusing and anxiety provoking, because our mind is powerful, and our brain itself, as we all know, has that wonderful amygdala there that helps us with fight or flight. It gives us a warning, you're not going to survive here, so, you've got to be on alert. So straight away, we will go into our head and look for knowledge and wisdom to how to handle it. But we're basing it on our past experiences, which are fueled with emotion, or we're worrying about the what ifs of the future that we're feeling out of control. But if we come back to the present moment, which is the heart, and we just stop, slow down, that is the key to everything in life. Just slow down. Take a breath.
Yes.
Let yourself come out of your head and connect with the heart. Now, the heart has a mind of its own, and the heart is the source to the truth. But we have to learn to listen to the heart, not the chatter in the head. The head will confuse you. It will frighten you. It will have you running on fight or flight, because the head is programmed to look after us from all the beliefs we've taken on. It has told us growing up we're not safe. I'm not lovable. I'm not enough. I don't deserve this. It's continually given us a negative dialogue. Okay, so the heart, when we stop and get in it, will actually have us feeling more in the moment, and the sky's blue, and this is nice, right? It's a totally different feeling. And so the more we give ourselves permission to slow down and become present in the now, in the heart, the head will quieten down. And when that quietens down, you get a space that happens, an internal space. And this is your energetic self. And in this, you will discover the peace and the love and the joy and everything you're looking for in the here and now. And you get a chance to choose then. Every culture will tell us this, whether we look at religion, you've got the devil or the angel, right? So think of the devil as the head and the angel as the heart. Or you've got the two wolves in your heart. One is fear and one is love. Which one are you going to choose? But if you're in your head, you're only in the information that you've received to this point of your life. It's not the whole truth. It can give you direction to take action, which is important. That's what the head is for. But if you're not journeying down into the heart to find your truth, right? Not someone else's truth, not your ancestral truth, not your family truth, your truth. This is the whole journey. Find out who you are. So we hear people doing inner child work, and I love that. Not to go back and drag up trauma, but to go into your heart and to say, well, who was I in that? What did I need? And who have I become from that point? Because the inner child will show you in the heart who you really are. And then you have a choice. I have to learn how to become that, not who I became from the life I lived, right? So to answer your question, hubby was very much in his head and he was bouncing around all the people that he's dealt with and listened to and taken on information from and emotion from. Emotion's a big thing. And most people are feeling negative emotion in their head. They're fueled with negativity, like, oh my God, I can't do that. Something will happen to me. I'll fail. Or, I'm not good enough. I'm filled with self-doubt. And we all are. And that's where we start to have a laugh, really. We just start to laugh because the head, you can imagine, is having a great time looking after us and being the authority and saying, listen to me, I can take care of you. But inside we know that's not right. That's why we're confused. We know it's not right. So slow down. Just become present and let yourself journey down to the heart. Now, you've heard the saying, the journey from the head to the heart is the longest journey you'll ever take. But I like to add to that unless you journey with someone who knows what that feels like, what the heart feels like. And for me, that's what spiritual healing is about, is to give people a taste of being in their heart. So they go, oh, that's it. So yeah, now you have a choice if you go there or there. And life will always give you a little assessment. I don't like to call them tests, but there's a little assessment for you to stop and go, whoops, which way am I going to go? Up or down, right? And it takes practice. It takes practice. Yeah.
And we need people like yourself, to make us grounded, when we get a little bit, here and there. And yes. So I wanted to welcome all the new viewers who have just come in. We have beautiful Moira from Pure Heart Center today. So we are talking about how we can listen to our heart instead of our head, right? We just finished that conversation. So I wanted to ask Moira, because this is our first year accomplishment of our, the platform that we have created, and every one of you has made this possible, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. And so I wanted to ask, what is true, like women supporting women truly looks like?
That's a really good question, Ange, and congratulations to you. You're doing an amazing job, and we're all blessed to have you being that middle pin for everyone to come together. So thank you. You're actually epitomising what supporting women is. You're creating a safe space. You're dropping all judgment. You're giving everyone a voice to be an individual, and you're allowing people to be true to themselves in the process. So you're already doing it. You're doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you.
And when we spoke of the head, as I said, we're very much ruled by a belief structure. We all have one from the experience we had. That's our mindset. And it's powerful. It's powerful. We call it the ego, and we need the ego to survive as a human being. But we need to be responsible on how that ego is affecting us and our life. So the people in our life, whether they're male or female, will mirror that back to us. And so when you get a group of women together, right, it will trigger things. It's going to trigger. It has to. Life has to trigger. Everybody's a gift. It's the only way we know what to work on is to have a trigger. So if we start to be joyous about that and curious and interested in what our triggers are, and take responsibility for how powerful they are and how they make you feel. So if you're with a group of women and there is one particular woman, say, that is triggering for you, generally they will represent someone from your past that you may not have learned how to deal with. And they're triggering a strong emotional response in you. So that is your emotional response. It's not them. No one has the power to do anything to us. It is our wiring and our nervous system and our mindset that interprets it that way. But it's a gift to find ourselves in it. And that's when we need to journey down to the heart. So if we practiced what you're practicing and we made it safe for people to journey down to the heart. If we let go of our belief structure that said, I've been attacked, I'm now persecuted, I'm now hurt by this person, but rather go, wow, I really feel hurt and persecuted by that person. That's massive. And say, but I'm going to take responsibility for that because that's me needing to heal, in my words, a victim mindset. And I say that with the deepest respect because we're all survivors.
Yes.
But at a deep cellular level, we are healing victim mindset, okay? For me, it was very powerful back in the 90s and into the 2000s of attracting a narcissistic personality that set the scene beautifully for that. But I learned from that why that person was in my life and the power of as being a woman. By stepping out of all the roles that I learned to play as a woman, I actually found myself. So the narcissist was a powerful gift. It was hard. It was really hard. I'm not going to say it was an easy trip. It was very, very hard. But when we get together with women, the heart connection is about us helping each other to balance hormones. They've proven that scientifically, that when women come together, our hormones even out. So talking to a friend on the phone is powerful, much more powerful than just the conversation. But if we're reactive to that, it's going to trigger an ongoing reaction, isn't it? Because if
Yes.
we get cross with them, if we start judging them, if
Mm,
we are trying to prove or defend ourselves to them, it's going to start an ongoing struggle. And that
mm,
struggle can feel like a war that I have to confront. So as soon as that mindset is triggered in any situation, you will go to war. You will start struggling to prove that you are not a victim and that you can survive.
mm,
Whereas if we change that mindset and go, okay, as I said, that's triggered for me, that's my healing.
yes.
I'm going to take a breath and come to the presence and not let my mind chatter at me about that. I'm making up my mind. I'm becoming the conductor of my mind to be present and actually create a safe space. Now, I'm not saying you condone bad behavior, okay? I'm not saying that you don't set
Mm,
boundaries. Of course, that's valuing yourself.
mm,
These are the first things you always do. I'm not saying you don't have a voice or an opinion in it. Of course you do. That's fine. You're finding your identity in it.
mm,
But if we have the balance of that, of saying, I will give myself love and support to do those things, but I'm going to come from a place more of curiosity and interest
mm,
rather than from my warlike personality that
yeah,
thinks they have to fight to survive.
mm,
So you create that safe space, number one, to listen, to listen.
yes.
Yeah, that's again, I use terminologies like you're full of coloured happy balls, but life
Yes.
has delivered you some hard slogs and you've swallowed a lot of darkness and blackness and denseness, trying to keep it all in, right?
Mm,
And life says, no, get it out, get it out. We want the coloured ones to come up. And you're going, no, push them down, push them down. And that becomes control and anxiety because you've got all these emotions that are busting to get out, but you're going,
yes.
no, no, keep on top of it. So life brings you an opportunity to trigger that. And it could be another woman, and it might be triggering your sister or your mother or a friend that you had or a teacher. We don't know until you reflect on that. But the truth is, you're wanting to learn how to handle it differently to when you were younger and you couldn't handle it. So
Yes.
you're training yourself to have a mindset to say, I have the power to become the best person I can be in this. I don't have to condone their behaviour. I'm not here to prove and defend myself because I'm getting to know myself well. But
Yes.
I'm in a situation with someone that we can both learn and grow from.
Yes.
So I'm going to be curious and interested and I'm going to listen. I'm going to give them feedback to what I've heard, right?
Mm,
And if that means I don't say anything for a little while, that's okay. I just keep breathing because I'm
yes.
grounding my nervous system out of all these beliefs and emotions into the here
Mm,
and now. And I might get to the end of that conversation and think, I really don't want to say anything here. I've
yes.
just created space for them. And I thank them for the time and walk away. Now, I might walk away and fall apart. I might walk away and cry and scream and yell, but I'm
Mm,
releasing my pent up emotions too.
mm,
But can you see the difference to going to the head and reacting in the moment to fight,
yes.
to struggle, to prove, to defend, to justify? I've actually become my own master. And I have that self awareness to take a moment and
Mm,
choose to be interested, to be curious. But I can say also in that moment, I'm not comfortable to do this. I'm feeling vulnerable. So
yes.
I'm going to step away and talk to you later when I feel better. I
Mm-hmm.
feel grounded. But that's being actually loyal to yourself.
Mm,
But trusting the process,
yes.
trusting you've been put there,
Mm,
but you're responsible for becoming the best person you can be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love what you said, listen and learn. So in past, well, since I've done my healing journey, my husband was the, poor thing. He is the one who I practiced on everything,
Good on
you know.
you.
So when I felt triggered when he said something, why am I feeling this way, and he's coming in a certain way from his childhood experience as well.
Mm,
But for me to understand that he is coming from his reacting in his own way, that he's his own experience, and I'm reacting my own way because of my beliefs and my and
mm,
slowly, as I start understanding the triggers, I start expressing to him that
yeah.
how I am feeling, but always with love and respect, not judging,
Yeah. Yes.
without judgment.
Yeah.
I love you so much, but I feel this way when you say that. And
Yeah.
And then once I get the, because when this happen, when you say this feeling comes to me when this happened to me in the past. So we start sharing that, and then the communication, and so listening and learning and the curiosity, and without judgment, has been the life changing for us. It's been
Beautiful. Yeah.
yes. And
So
hello everybody.
see how you're being
Yes.
a heart leader? That is a heart leader. That
Oh,
is a heart leader. You create a safe space. You become vulnerable in that. But, when we hear the word vulnerable, people panic. Oh my God, I'm going to be weak. I have to defend and justify myself.
yes.
No, you're being honest. Vulnerability is authenticity. It's honest. You've taken time to reflect, to get to know yourself. You've been responsible. And so relationships are the power of growth. They come together because you're bringing those parts of you for each other to look at through each other's eyes. And that's where the beauty of the curiosity comes in, rather than the judgment. We have a Sagittarius full moon next, so I do ask everyone to really be aware of judgment, right? It's not having an opinion. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Please voice your opinions with curiosity and interest, and wanting to share that and hear other people's opinions, because we're all part of a massive tapestry. We need each other. We need each other for the bigger picture, but we need to know our own individuality in that. We need to love our individuality, and that's not a romantic love. That's a loyalty to know yourself and to go deep within yourself, to go, this is who I am. These are my values. I really want to live this. So when you find yourself in your head looking at life and judging it, that it's wrong, it's bad, it's good, it's right. Again, I'm not saying that we condone bad behavior. Of course we don't. But life is life. It's an experience. It's something we cannot control, and everybody wants to control it because they're afraid of it being out of control. Whereas if we trust life and we see the magic in life and how much energy it takes to bring a scenario of people together to play out. And of course we could go into, yes, but look at the ugliness of what happens over here. And it does feel ugly because it's so emotional, and it's so frightening, some of the things that can happen. But if we come to our heart and we actually love life and we trust life and we say, I'm responsible for putting out as much curiosity, interest, love, respect, authenticity, vulnerability, all the beautiful heartfelt feelings, if I can put them out into the world and I can create that as my reality, that is going to ripple out for other people to experience, because they don't know that. They don't know what that is. So when I go back to the ugliness and the bad things that are happening, I begin to understand them. They don't know what love is. They're running on so much fear. They're in so much need for control because they don't trust, and they feel like they've got to fight and struggle and survive in it. You start to realize that, oh my goodness, the whole of the world runs like that. So I have the power to affect me and my circle, which then will affect the next circle. And we've read this. It doesn't take the whole world to wake up. It only takes a smidgen. But the ripple effect of that going out. And when I'm saying wake up, I'm not judging people for being asleep. I'm just saying everyone is in this pea soup, and it's thick, it's dense, it's the emotional body of the planet. And my own personal experience, very quickly, I had it explained to me. I had a taste in the 90s of being out of the emotional body, of mastering the emotions. I ticked off everything. And I tell you, it's heaven on earth. You create heaven on earth. So I understood then it's all our responsibility to create heaven on earth. So then I had it explained to me, you're going back into the emotional body to finish off victim consciousness. And I thought, this sounds a bit heavy. How's that going to happen? That's another story. But it taught me a lot about how life works and what the emotional body of the planet is. So hence you hear the sayings, being in life but not of it. So you're in life and this stuff's going on around you, but it's not happening to you because you have created that safe space for yourself energetically. You have found your heart, and then that heart has an effect on that next person, and then they have an effect on that next person. And this is how we bring peace and love and joy. So if we take people back to their upbringings, they're going to judge their upbringing. And I'm saying, please don't judge it. take responsibility for it, that your spiritual self has chosen, and you're going to say, no, I didn't choose that, I didn't want that. And I agree with you. I didn't want half the things that I went through either. But now I go, thank God I did, because I wouldn't be here now knowing what I know now and able to have that heart effect. And even when that big storm happened, right? That big storm happened at Christmas, and we had people staying here because their houses were badly affected. And when they were coming backwards and forwards, they said what you were saying. Oh my God, this house is so safe. This house feels like so much love. Okay, because we practice those values, and see how you have an effect. Then they went home and they did the same thing. You know, I spoke with a lady yesterday that's in a lot of turmoil about what's going on in her family. But as she came back to her heart, I said to her, what's happened to that turmoil? She said, I've got a lot of space, a lot of space. It's like it's way out there. I said, because you're in your heart. You're in your heart. If we go back to the head, see how you're pulling it back in? She said, oh my God, I am. So when you choose to live with the heart, how are you going to be in that space with the family? She said, very different, very different. And that's the power of the heart. Absolutely. So judgment will keep you in the head. Acceptance that everything is perfect, even when it's ugly. You are more than perfect, because perfect is unconditional love. And we are all pure unconditional love in our heart, right? We are that. We're not feeling that for ourselves. We are that. And we have the ability to put that out into the world. The head will judge it, right? And you've got to make up your mind.
Yes. So Abby says, you are amazing, Moira.
Oh, Abby, that's wonderful. Thank you. So are you. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you, everyone, for coming here. Before we realize, it's already, like
Half hour.
time. It's like, but if any one of you would love to connect with Moira, I will leave the contact details and everything in our content, and please do. And I have heard and experienced myself amazing, things with the family. So please, reach out to them. And and you, so Moira is, as well as emotional healer, and she is counselor and 35 plus years of experience. So, you are in a great loving hand, and who always leads with the heart. And not only she says things, but she, you truly support that to send out to everybody. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne.
Yeah, thank you for being here today. And yes.
I feel very privileged, because you're amazing, the way you just step out there and you just take a hold of it and just do it. And I'm in awe of you, the way you've done that and the way you've brought everyone together. So thank you, Ange.
Yeah.
Really,
No,
really mean that. Thank you.
It's a learning journey. I'm like, when I first started, my camera was facing other way around. I'm like, I can't see myself. But we can't stop because of that, right? Because our message is so important, and the mistakes, that is how we learn. So
It's all
and
perfect.
thank you everyone for coming here today. Yes, Moira,
I
go
was just
ahead. Yes.
going to say, before we go quickly, just receiving. I know you mentioned that earlier. Just 1 minute. Can everyone please practice every day to receive, to feel it, and never feel guilty about that? All right.
Yes.
We are taught to give, and that's a powerful way to share. But we must receive. We must fill up our own cup. So never feel guilty about receiving. Every day, receive it and feel it, and let yourself fill up with it, and then you've got more to give.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Moira. And before we go,
Yes.
do you have anything, apart from your beautiful post every day in socials? And I've been reading every day. Instead of, I have my reading time, book reading time, and instead of my books, I'm reading your post. Because it's so valuable for us to grow. And I'm sharing with my husband, who is working overseas at the moment. So we're sharing what you are putting out there, and which helps us to grow, not only in person, but in our daily life as a parent, as a working mum and dad. So thank you so much for that. And so yes, do you have anything coming up? Or
yeah, well, my dream is to actually have leave wisdom on the planet. So we are creating a school of metaphysics, and we're in the process of making more courses for people to be a heart leader, to be able to communicate from a heart space, and to have them accredited, and also to start a practitioners course for emotional healers for themselves and for others. And so the girls, you know, Jess and Laura and Agnes, I mean, Agnes is amazing at, as I said to you before, she's amazing help for everything we put out. I couldn't do it without her. And Laura and Jess have just been their hearts behind it all too. So everyone's doing something different to get out there and help someone else find that unique self, their self. So the courses are our next way of doing that, so that we can be there physically to support you in the process. It's not about being in a class and learning lots of words. You're given the information, but we're there to support you through that learning, for what it brings up and how you feel in it and where you get lost in it and how you're confused and how you practice it. And yeah, so as we move in later on to the property, not only will it be a retreat, but it will be a school of metaphysics as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that. We've been sitting down very busy making these courses.
Yes,
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, congratulations, Moira. I cannot wait to see all those, you know, the things that you're doing to, you know, you'll be amazing. And just, yeah, keep in touch. And so we can see our growth, you know, growing together and
Yeah.
learning from you. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and everything. It helps us grow in so many ways.
No,
Thank you so much.
thanks, Ange. I'm sure we'll all be doing it together. It's all about the team, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you
Oh,
so much, everyone, for coming here
lots of
today.
love.
And sorry, Moira, we had to cut this beautiful conversation, you know. But yes, anyone, if you like to get in touch, please connect with Moira through Pure Heart Center, the social. Okay.
Yeah.
Moira, so much love to you. Thank you so
You too,
much.
darling.
Bye.
So
See
much
you
love to everyone
soon. Bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much, everyone, for coming here today. Bye.
Bye.